Well, champagne is synonymous with holiday celebrations, but our next guest is trying to disrupt the norm by encouraging consumers to swap the champagne bubbly for rosé. Joining us now is Fête Wine Co Company founder, CEO, Donae Burston. Donae, the question is why rosé over champagne?
Well, listen, rosé, much like champagne, is all about celebration. It's one of those things that we all like to enjoy, whether together with friends, family, etc. So rosé is the new champagne.
And Donae, I want to ask you, because you've seen a lot of investment in this space. You've seen Constellation Brands invest in your company last year, and then you got NBA All-Star Chris Paul, who came on as an equity partner this year. What is the investment in this space, especially for rosé and for your company, looking like right now?
I mean, listen, it's a very good time for rosé in general. If you look at the overall category, we are only still 6 to 9% of the entire table wine category. So you think about Chardonnay, that's plus 30%, and red wine is plus 60%. There's so much growth and opportunity for rosé wine, hence why so many people and investment companies and other celebrities are jumping into it.
You know, we've heard over and over that despite the higher costs that customers are having to endure this holiday season, they're willing to shell out a little more because of where we've been the last few years. What does the demand picture look like for your product?
Yeah, so we've grown, I mean, tremendously. The numbers also sound the astronomical growth, 300% year over year. Of course, starting from a smaller base, but the demand for products that consumers can connect with authenticity and kind of speak to who they are is what's really driving our growth. The rosé category, some would say, is saturated, but we're breaking through with the messaging of all-inclusive rosé. Rosé is for everyone. The fête's a party and everyone's invited. So it's really this message of rosé anytime and redefining who drinks rosé and when.
And we know the consumers are becoming more cost conscious, although they seem to be willing to spend on alcohol. But what about cost for you in terms of things like supply chain issues and really having to compete when you do have this high inflation environment?
Yeah, we've seen that across the board with the cost of dry goods, the cost of freight and shipping. We've tried our best to mitigate those costs, about pass them on to consumers. Just recently, we had to finally put a dollar price increase to consumers on the shelf. So it's something we're constantly working on and finding ways of mitigating those costs. But it's tough. I mean, the price of grapes in Saint-Tropez is going up tremendously year over year. The Ukrainian crisis is causing a glass shortage. Freight, although freight has dropped in some instances from Asia to America, that has not taken effect from Europe to the United States as of yet. So we're working daily to see what we can do to cut those costs. But as of now, we're going to really try to eat a lot of that so it's not impacting our consumer.
Let's talk more about how you have grown the brand. Number one, you've certainly been focused on what you've said, underrepresented communities, people of color, being more inclusive in your brand. You've also gone to sort of donating some of the money that you've made from your products to underrepresented youth. I wonder why you're using rosé specifically. I mean, why this product as a way to serve these communities?
I mean, for me, it was a passion. I fell in love with rosé through my travels. So when I looked for an organization to partner with, it was important for me to find one that would provide the same opportunities to underrepresented and underserved youth. I think travel, in addition to great education, is the window to the world. So for the organizations that we chose, it was important to provide those sort of opportunities. One being All Abroad, which takes underserved kids on their first travel experiences internationally, and the other being the Roots Fund, which is looking to diversify the wine industry across the board, from winemaking to working in the Florida restaurant.
And Donae, where does your company's growth story go from here? What's the next step?
Yeah, we're going to expand the portfolio for sure. We've just launched a white wine called La Fête du Blanc. We're looking at a red wine at the top of next year, La Fête du Rouge. And we're looking to be a luxury player, really with focusing on the wines that are coming out of Provence.
All right, great stuff to look forward to. A big thank you to La Fête Wine Company founder and CEO, Donae Burston. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.